Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, really concepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Aqua who are listening learning, if you sisters who are listening learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp, coming at you with another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord, witness be edifying. So I titled this lesson, Your Plans Will Not Go As Planned, dealing with the enterprise of the new system of the so-called white man. So their goal is to have everybody on the planet tagged with the MOTB. They want to have everybody tagged. Now the scriptures explains that their plan is not gonna play out as the scriptures say, which we're gonna read. Now the men of the Lord supposed to push this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. The Lord made mention of his word going out, and then shall the end come. But first the truth got to go to the four corners of the earth, right? Then shall the end come. So the words of the Lord have to be declared through his men, through his messengers. Whoever his messengers are. The words of the Lord have to be declared throughout the four corners of the earth. Then shall the end come. So the job of the messengers, whom the Lord set up to declare his words, the Lord wants, I want to say us, or his messengers, to piss these Edomites off so that they will move with force. The Lord wants this truth pushed to the four corners of the earth to expose the so-called white man for who he is, to piss them off so it will move them with force, so the Heavenly Father Yahweh can show the power of his right arm, which is his son Yahweh Shah. The job of the messengers is to piss these devils off to the point it will move them with force to come down with wrath. And they tell you in Revelation 12 and 12, 2nd Ezra 16 and 68, right? In 2nd Ezra 16, as a matter of fact, let me read from the phone first. The job of the messengers is to piss these devils off so much through the words of the Lord is to make them move with force, because you see their time is running out. So they gotta move. The Lord got them moving in the time frame of their power running before their power run out. So the job of the messengers is to piss these Edomites off to the point it make them move with force, so the Lord can show his power, like he did with Pharaoh. Before we took the land of Canaan, the Canaanites' wickedness had to, just like the Lord said about these Edomites and their wickedness reaching to the heavens. When you read in the 2nd Ezra 11, Jeremiah 51, Revelation 18, their wickedness have to reach to the heavens. That's what happened with the Canaanites. Before the Lord let us took the land of Canaan, which is Israel today, Their wickedness had to reach to a certain point, and then the Lord let us win and took their land. Well, the same thing now. The words of the Lord have to get pushed so hot and heavy till these devils will move with force, like the elder just said on the comment board. Make them bring in the famine of the word. The famine of the word. But this word got to make. That's what the Lord say in Isaiah 13:2. Shake the hand at them that they may go into the gates of the nobles. To make these devils move with force to shut down the internet, to come down with great wrath, so the Lord can send Yahushua and show his power. But we got to piss these devils off, man. So real quick in 2 Ezra 16:68 it reads, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. That's the point I want to make. It said, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. So this word got to piss these devils off to the point they got to move with force ASAP, man. And this was going on. It's brewing up. So this is what's going on. Now I'm going to show you this real quick, because this is what got to happen, man. This word have to get pushed till it piss these devils off, man, to make them move with force. So let me read this. It's copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing non-profit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. So let me get this clip. Now this is a video that the head brother at camp did 2 years ago. I was just going through my video because I'm still looking for this video that Elder Ayathan sent me last year of this small hat talking about the reason of them creating Women's Lib. But I was just going through these clips, the videos I got, and I saw this. So I want to play this. Now this wasn't part of the lesson I was going to do today, but when I saw this, it just makes sense. Because see, the more the words of the Lord is declared, the weaker Esau becomes, man. The more the word of Yahweh Shema Bashai is pushed out, the weaker these devils become, man. Because see, the words of the Lord have to be declared, and then destruction comes. There's a point, the word got to go out hot and heavy, man. And then it's going to be a certain day, everything going to be done away with, man. Because they tell you in Revelation 17:17, I'm going to read it now. I'm going to come back and read it later too. This is what it say, Revelation 17:17. It say, for power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, meaning these nations, EU, NATO, and North America, to come together. For power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of power shall be fulfilled. Now I'm going to play this clip, and I'm going to show you first with the scripture that this is about the spirit of the Lord, man. It's about the spirit of Yahweh Shema Bashai. But let's play this. Check this out. Make sure this volume right here. Now the scripture tell you in Psalm 64:7. Matter of fact, let me read it before I play this. This is Psalm 64. In verse 7 it reads, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. So check this out.
Well, Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue. The problem that we have is a flawed banking system, a fractional reserve banking system, where bankers can lend money that they don't have. And if you go back in time to the United States in the 1850s, that was a capital offence. You could hang for that. Now we have this extraordinary situation where we've had regulation, lots of regulation. It's been the wrong sort of regulation, hasn't it? And so we've had another disaster. And none of this is actually going to save us from another disaster down the line. It's bound to happen because we haven't addressed the real problems. And that is your fractional reserve banking system. We must have a commodity bank on the one hand, an investment bank on the other hand. So, Commissioner, you talk about banks' ability to withstand shocks. Well, by this definition, by your definition, a shock is people turning up wanting their money back. You know, that's not a shock. That's a sort of should be a day-to-day occurrence and should be dealt with accordingly. And we're talking about bankers' bonuses, an absolutely wonderful way of taking everybody's eye off the ball. What we've actually had here is criminal activity by bankers, and not a single banker has been sent to prison. This is extraordinary. Billions of pounds have been taken away from taxpayers, taken away from depositors, bondholders, and yet not a single banker is in jail. This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. We really have to use the law of the land, not so much regulation, and printing money. And central banks are equally culpable, make no mistake. I'd like to see some central bankers in prison. And I call quantitative easing counterfeiting. Printing money is counterfeit. It's illegal. If a private citizen did it, they would go to jail. So let's look into our own hearts. The very unpleasant arrangements that politicians, bureaucrats and central bankers have between themselves at the expense of the taxpayer. Let's end it, and let's end it now.
You see? He said if it had been regular citizens, they'll be locked up for this. So let me get let's get this blue letter, man. See, these devils have to be exposed, man. The Lord say declare his word among the heathen, man. And this is how they go down. Now I want to hear some points about the spirit. This is Zechariah 7. I want to read the point. It say dealing with 2/3 of Jake. But I want to deal with the spirit of the Lord. Because Amos 3:7 reads, matter of fact, let's read it real quick. This is about the spirit of the Lord, man. Whether you can accept it or not, whether you can accept that these are the men of the Lord that's teaching sound doctrine, that's teaching 100% truth of Yahweh Shema Shah, hey, it doesn't matter. This is what it is. Amos 3:7 reads, surely Yahweh Shema Shah power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. You got to understand who are servants. Only way you can be a servant for the Lord, you have to be an Israelite. Okay? Go read Leviticus 25 and 55. Matter of fact, let me read it. Because I want to deal with the spirit of the Lord, man. It's Leviticus. To be a servant of Yahweh Shemawashai, you have to be an Israelite, period. And the Lord's not dealing with the hopeful elect. Leviticus 25 and 55 reads, For unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord Yahweh, your power. So to be a prophet, you have to be an Israelite. You have to be an Israelite. So Amos 3 and 7 again, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophet. Let me get one more here. Dealing with secrets. This is Psalms 25, 14. Because we finna deal with the spirit. Psalms 25 and 14 reads, The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. He will show them his covenant. The secret of Yahweh is only revealed to who? His prophets. I got to get one more now. Colossians. Colossians 1 and 26. It reads, Even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. So here's another word like servant. To be a saint, you have to be an Israelite. Period. When you go back, I did a lesson on it, dealing with Psalms 50 and 5. When it say, gather my saints together, those that made a covenant with me by sacrifice. When we go back to Noah, after the water receded, and Noah made an altar to the Lord. When you read in Genesis 8, and it say he made an altar and burnt clean animals to the Lord, right? Then Abraham, then Isaac and Jacob. These are the saints that made a covenant to the Lord by sacrifice, meaning they made altars to the Lord. Only Israelites did this. So let's go back to Zechariah. Zechariah 7 and 12. It say, yeah, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which Yahweh of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts, right? So the Lord sent his spirit to these men, right? Let's get this. In Isaiah 55 and 11. Oh, I spelled Isaiah wrong. Salakia. So in Isaiah 55 and 11, it reads, So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, out of the Lord's mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it, right? In the thing whereto I sent it, which is into his men, okay? Into his men. Now follow me. This is Job 32 and 8. Reads this. For there is a spirit in man, but there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding, right? So this spirit that's in these men is from the Lord. They ain't gonna come on their own. They're gonna tell you exactly what the Lord said. Now remember, there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. This is First Thessalonians 4 and 8. And it reads, He therefore that despiseth despise of not man, but power, who have also given unto us his Holy Spirit. Right? This is Proverbs 20 and 27. But I want to establish first is the Spirit of the Lord, man. These men that's giving you this sound doctrine is not from them, man. It's from the Lord. Proverbs 20 and 27 reads, the spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly, meaning your mind. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly, right? Now, this is 2 Thessalonians. I'm going to read 2 and 8. See, this word got to go out, man, because it weakens these devils every time, man. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8 reads, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with what? With the spirit of his mouth. See, this is about the spirit of the Lord, man. This is about the spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man. Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And after the word is done destroying these devils, and shall destroy the brightness of his coming. Yahweh Shai is going to come and finish them off, man. But this word, you know, I've been doing a lesson on it a lot. When they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words should never hurt me, that's a lie. Whoever came up with that garbage ass slogan is a lie, man. Because it tell you in Hebrews 4 and 12, the words of the Lord cut like a two-edged sword, right? In Hosea 6 and 5, these are the words of the Lord, man. It's truth. Hosea 6 and 5 reads, therefore have I hewed them. What's hewed mean? To be cut down, chopped in pieces. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth. You see, this truth hurts, man. Truth hurts, man. And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. So, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, these devils is going down, man. And like the apostles always been, they've been saying it for years. Even though you don't see these devils in agony and excruciating pain, they is hurt, man. Let's get this. In Isaiah 13 and 2, it reads, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. This high mountain is North America, Babylon the Great. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. This is Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah 19. This is about the spirit of the Lord, man. Because these devils get weak every time, man. And there's only one thing they can do. Shut off the internet. That's it. There's Isaiah 19 and 16. It reads, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Why? Because the word is weakening them. This word is making everybody emotional, effeminate, feeble, and frail. This word is breaking down the strongest, allegedly the strongest of men to women, man. It's the word of the Lord, man. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of what? Of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Let them know that destruction coming. And the land of Judah, because Judah being the head first, like I tell you in Zechariah, right? And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention, who? Remember it said in Isaiah 13, shake the hand of them that they may go into the gates of the nobles. So these ones that making mention, these are the ones that's running to the nobles. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself. Why? Because of the counsel of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua of hosts, which he have determined against it, man. You see, this truth is weakening these devils. It's turning them to women. They turn to women, man. So let's get now I want to deal with this. And that's why you got to understand. After these devils see that their plans is not going to work, when these devils know, because they think right now the plans that they got set up to escaping is going to work. When they find out that their plans is not going to work, that's when they're going to try to escape, right? That's when they're going to try to escape. When they see that their plan is not going to work, the plan that they got planned out is not going to work. That's when these devils are going to try to escape. But their escape plan will be their holding place, man. Okay? See, these devils got an escape plan. They ain't telling you what they got going on. Some people, you see it, YouTube, they building bunkers. They got this mountain carved out with 30 million seed bank with 30 million seeds. They got 2 of every animal in the mountain. They call the ark, just like in the movie 2012. Okay, these devils got a mountain carved out, man. That's why I tell you in Amos 9, man. They're gonna try to climb into the top of Carmel. They're gonna try to go into the bottom of the ocean. They're gonna try to hide into their bunkers. Because see, when they find out that their enterprise is not going to work, that their plan for escaping is not going to work, then they're gonna go and hide, man. And that's gonna be their holding place until the Lord done destroying whatever parts of the earth he's going to destroy those missiles. But they when their plans fail, man, that's when they're gonna try to escape. And that's gonna be their holding places. So let's get this. In Psalms 21:11, it reads this. For they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device, which is what? The MOTB. Everything that's going on right now, everything, every calamity, everything, man, whatever it is, it's all leading to the MOTB through fear, man. Through fear. And this is how the Lord working these devils, man. These devils promote fear, man. At the end of the day, is to make the whole world, to have all the planet, every person on the planet tagged like cows, man. That's the end goal. They want everybody tagged so they can track you, man. For they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Because a lot of people are going to take it, but it's going to be 2/3. And a lot of 2/3 ain't going to take it. A lot of these Job 9:24s ain't going to take the MOTB, man. Let's get this. This is Psalms. See, when these devils, when these devils find out that what they got planned ain't going to work, then they're going to try to escape, man. Okay? Psalms 33:10. Yahweh Shemawashah bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect, man. So it ain't gonna work. This is Job 5:12. It reads, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. This is about a new world system, man, that they ain't gonna be able to do. So right when they think, right when they know this ain't gonna pan out, they're gonna try to escape, man. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. This is Job chapter 20. Let's start at 22. I just want to make some points on this. It reads, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Rain what? He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It reads, verse 25, it is drawn and cometh out of the body. What is this talking about? It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Talking about the missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missiles coming out of them silos, man. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, because the missiles is sitting in the housing, which is those silos. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. So they say, when he is about to fill his belly, which is their New World Enterprise, right now, it used to be called Agenda 21. Now it's called Agenda 2030. Okay? Because at that point, if we be here by 2030, everybody will have the MOTB, man. You will have a yellow tag in your ear, like cows, or an orange one, or a green one. And it's either going to say Oppenheimer, or Rothschild, or Getty on your tag, man. We already got birth certificates, which is your ownership papers, and everybody got a social security number, which is your lot number. When you got the slave ships, they gave you a lot number, and you got ownership papers, man. Okay, that's what the birth certificate is. Your ownership papers, and your social security number is your lot number, man. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So they ain't gonna be able to do this. This is 2nd Ezra. Oh, I'm tripping. Hold on. Let me just read it from the phone. I don't even got the blue letter pulled up. I just read it here. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And this ain't talking about ancient Egypt, man. This 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Shemawashah shall bring upon it, man. What Egypt is this? Talking about North America, Babylon the Great, man. But first, the words of the Lord got to go out, man. See, these devils, once their end is through and they can't go no further, as the Lord say in Job 14 and 5, which it reads, I read it here. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, that has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So when this come to pass, and them devils can't do nothing else, this is what they're gonna try to do. Amos 9 and 1. You see what it say right here? God's judgment unavoidable, because they can't escape. There's nowhere they can go, man. There's nowhere they can go, man. Amos 9 and 1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar. What's the altar? What's the altar? Hold on. I must be allowed to read it. In Isaiah. Oh, Lord got these devils in a trick bag, man. This is the altar. This is Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. They ain't talking about the spiritual realm. It's talking about earth. Earth is a heaven. That's why I tell you, the saying, what's the saying there? This is the white man's heaven and the black man's hell. This is their rulership. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, the white man's rulership. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. This is the Greek way to say Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. Here we go. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra. What's the sacrifice? This is going to be the altar. Okay? North America going to be the altar, man. For Yahweh have a sacrifice, for the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So the land, Babylon the Great, North America, is going to be a sacrifice. Okay? So let's go back. Amos 9:1. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. Hold on. What head? When you go to Genesis, right? Let me get this real quick. It just hit me too. This is Genesis 3. It talks about, let's read it. In Genesis 3, this is the Lord told the serpent, right? He say, right here, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Right? When you get the precept to this, when it say it shall bruise thy head, let's get this. In Romans 16, Romans 16 and 20, I think it is. This is a precept to this verse. Right here. And God, and the God of peace, which is Yahushua, shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. Under whose feet? The elect. Right? And the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. The adversary. Let's go back. So right here say, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. Who's the last? The elites. Isaiah 24. When you read, they're going to go into them bunkers, and they're going to be there, and then they're going to come right out in chains. It say, he that fleeth of them, the elites, shall not flee away. And he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered, man. You see, they can't escape. But the moment they know that their enterprise ain't going to play out, they're going to try to escape, man, and go into the space station. Or they're going to take their sub yachts and go in the ocean, or their bunkers, or in the mountains. And then the Lord say, verse 2, though they dig into hell and they dumps, deep underground military bunkers, they dumbs, though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, the space stations, and they building up there. Hey, they are building a lot up there, man. I love watching this movie. It's called Geostorm. If you watch this movie, Geostorm, it show you how they got, when they call the World Wide Web, it show you how they got all these satellites around the earth, man, right? Watch the movie Geostorm, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They building a lot of space, a lot of rooms at the space station, man. The space station is about the size of a couple of malls, man. Okay, they are adding on up there, man. They add rooms up there, man. That's what they're gonna try to go hide at, man. Though they dig into hell, go watch the movie Geostorm, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. The Lord is cold, man. It's saying, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, which is these mountains, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. What serpent? Leviathans. And it's a lot of them, man. It ain't one Leviathan. Where do you think they get the movie Godzilla from, man? And where does Godzilla come from? He come from out the waters, man. Listen, and they showed you in this movie, what's this movie called? The Meg, right? They showed you in the movie Meg when they went down there in that submarine and they hit a little cloud and went beneath a level of the ocean where it's humongous. This where the shark came from, the Meg, right? They hit a pocket, a little cloud, whatever, onto another level deep in the ocean, and the shark followed them back up there, man. Okay? The Lord don't want them going there because it's things down there, man. Leviathans, it's a lot of them, man. The scripture tell you in Psalm 104, Leviathan play with the ships, man. It say, so lucky this thing keep. I hate when they do this. Hold on. Let me jump back. In verse 4, it say, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, this will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set my eyes upon them for evil and not for good. So, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, let's get this. The Lord say, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. And that's why we talked about the scriptures. The Lord say these bunkers, man, in Isaiah 24. Is that 21? Let's read this. It reads, Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high. These are the elites. And the kings of the earth upon the earth. Because all nations finna get it. That's why I say in Revelation 21, Salakia, Revelation 19, that Yahushua had on his head many crowns. Because he's going to conquer all the kings of the earth, man, upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited, man. You see, these are the elites. Oppenheimers, the Rothschilds, them the main two. Okay? They ain't gonna be able to escape, man. Why do you think they got bunkers? Why do you think these devils got sub yachts? What they need them for? They ain't for just to be cruising around. No, they trying to hide, man. Cause see, when they plan fail, they're gonna try to escape. But their escape is gonna be their holding place to after destruction, man. So yeah, I just want to make some points on that, man. Cause these devils think they finna run and hide, man. But there is nowhere to run and hide, man. The Lord is finna destroy them. It's a slow death, man. Yeah. Let's read the couple of these precepts. It's a slow death, man. That's cold. Let's read this. This is Fisher Turner Hunter. This is Job 7 and 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling? Exactly. Fire. That's what they are, man. They are hirelings, man. They don't care for the flock, man. These devils don't care for the sheep, man. So all these sellout jakes that done sold out for these FRNs, that this guy saying, I gotta play it again, man. I gotta play it again. Let's play it one more time and get a couple more of you brother precepts. Let's play this one more time. Cause see, these devils, man, these devils created this fiat currency as a Ponzi scheme to keep the nations in debt, man. That's why they got this group called economic hitmen, man. Let's run this back. And Esau is pissed off with Esau, man.
Well, Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue. The problem that we have is a flawed banking system, a fractional reserve banking system, where bankers can lend money that they don't have. And if you go back in time to the United States in the 1850s, that was a capital offence. You could hang for that. Now we have this extraordinary situation where we've had regulation, lots of regulation. It's been the wrong sort of regulation, hasn't it? And so we've had another disaster. And none of this is actually going to save us from another disaster down the line.
And we know, James 5:1, your gold and silver is corrupted. And the fiat currency is not even backed by that. I'm gonna read the brother precept real quick. Fisher Turn Hunter, this is this is fire. Zephaniah 1:7. Hold thy peace at the presence of Yahweh Shema power, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. For Yahweh have prepared a sacrifice; he have bid his guests. What the scripture says in Zephaniah, it say the Lord is going to, his determination is to gather the nations to pour upon them what? The fury of his anger, man. For Yahweh have prepared a sacrifice, he have bid his guests. This is fire. And it shall come to pass in the day of Yahweh's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. What's this strange apparel? The philosophies of the world, man. The philosophies of the world, man. Okay? The diverse philosophies, man. The strange doctrines. It's these devils. Starting with Esau Edom, man. The Oppenheimers and the Rothschilds. And every other family after that, man.
It's bound to happen because we haven't addressed the real problems, and that is your fractional reserve banking system. We must have a commodity bank on the one hand, an investment bank on the other hand. So, Commissioner, you talk about banks' ability to withstand shocks. Well, by this definition, by your definition, a shock is people turning up wanting their money back. You know, that's not a shock. That's a sort of should be a day-to-day occurrence and should be dealt with accordingly. And we're talking about bankers' bonuses, an absolutely wonderful way of taking everybody's eye off the ball. What we've actually had here is criminal activity by bankers, and not a single banker has been sent to prison. This is extraordinary. Billions of pounds have been taken away from taxpayers, taken away from depositors, bondholders, and yet not a single banker is in jail. This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. We really have to use the law of the land, not so much regulation, and printing money. And central banks are equally culpable, make no mistake. I'd like to see some central bankers in prison. And I call quantitative easing counterfeiting. Printing money is counterfeit. It's illegal. If a private citizen did it, they would go to jail. So let's look into our own hearts. The very unpleasant arrangements that politicians, bureaucrats and central bankers have between themselves at the expense of the taxpayer. Let's end it, and let's end it now.
Now you see, but you got Jake. You got these simple, slow-bellied Jakes. Now here's Esau telling these people, his people, if it had been a regular common folk that did this, they would be in prison, man, locked away. But they at least get away with it. Why? Because the earth is in their hand, man. They control the earth, man. The Lord gave them the earth to rule. Let me get these precepts, because bro putting some fire pre's, man. This is Fisher Turn Hunter, Job 36:3. I will fetch my knowledge from afar and will ascribe righteousness to my maker. The Spirit of the Lord, man. For truly my words shall not be false. He that is perfect in knowledge is with thee. It's fire, man. And the words of the Lord got to go forth, man. 36:6, Job 36:6. He preserveth not the life of the wicked, but giveth right to the poor. Hey, the words of the Lord is going forth, man. And it's devouring these devils, man. There's another fire. Fisher Turn Hunter. Ecclesiastes 28:17. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones, man. Let me get this. Because the words of the Lord, man, cuts like a two-edged sword. Let's get this in says Jeremiah 23:29, I think it is. It's Jeremiah 23:29. It's not my word, like as a fire, saith Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Come on, man. If it say, it's not my word like as a fire, saith Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So if the words of the Lord breaketh rocks, how much more bones, man? Is not rocks stronger than bones? Come on, man. So yeah, these devils, every time the words of Yahweh Shema Shah goes forth, these devils get weak, man. Their kingdom is being weakened, man. This is how the kingdom goes down. First, the words of the Lord have to be declared, and then shall the end come, as the scriptures say. Let's get this in Revelation. See, everything is being prepared, man. But it's through the words of the Lord first, man. Like it says in 2 Thessalonians 2:8. The devil shall be revealed, right? By the Spirit, he shall be consumed by the Spirit of the Lord's mouth. And with the brightness of his coming. So first through the words of the Lord, and then Yahweh shall gonna come and finish him off, man. So right here it says Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. The whore is North America. The beast is EU and NATO and North America together. It's a system. It's saying the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's the end. But right now it say, for power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast. So the whore, EU and NATO is the beast. So 16 is the end. The top of 17 say the Lord got them joined together, right? It say to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words, until, this is the buzz, until the words of God shall be fulfilled, which is what? The elect getting sealed and these devils' judgment. The elect being sealed until the words of Yahweh Shemawashah shall be fulfilled, man. So that's the elect getting sealed, and this devil's judgment have reached to the four corners of the earth. Everybody know that this is the devil. So again in Isaiah 5:11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And it's to go forth among all nations, man, to the hopeful elect and to the heathens. And then Yahweh shall gonna come and finish it off, man. But these devils get weak every time this truth goes forth, man. And that's what we are here to do. The Lord have set up men to let these devils know there is no way you can hide, man. There is no way you can run nor hide, man. There is nowhere you can go. But the Lord got them set up where they think. And I got another video I'm finna do too. Right after this, Lord willing. I got another lesson I'm finna do. Lord willing. But so with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory. Oh, let me read this from the brother. Fisher Turner Hunter, Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Who's gonna bring him down? The Lord just said it in Amos 9, right? Though they climb up to heaven, thence, hold on, let's read it again, shall we? In Amos 9. You see, that's why I said the pride of their heart have deceived them, man. They don't have no understanding. They don't know what's going on, man. The Lord didn't get them that spirit, man. So in the point in Amos 9, it say, though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So, as the brother got right here, Obadiah 1:3, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, that it dwells in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Well, right here the Lord say, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Heaven, man. So Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise and glory to you. Oh, let me read verse 4. It said, though they exalt though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou sayest and Salakia, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, which is the space station, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Shemawashah. And we know it, man. We know it. We just waiting and watching for prophecy to be fulfilled, man. It said in Revelation 17:17, until the words of God shall be fulfilled, man. So Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders, a great millstone who rule well, who teach well. Well, the apostles and elders of all of Israel, already accepted or not. In a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening and learning, Lord was edifying. Till next time I say shalom. Wa for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue blessing your houses. Stay prayed up. Shalom.